On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Hope you guys have been really locked in. Happy hump day. Hope you're dialed in, catching the content every morning because it's the first week of the month. So we got the receipts and the updates for all sorts of stuff. And I'm excited about it. I'm sorry if I'm not my usual self. I was exposed to some mold at my job today because being a blue collar worker, sometimes you get exposed to stuff that is your kryptonite. And mold for me is that. So I am not feeling well. But we persevered, we persisted, and we made it through the day. I just don't feel good. Hopefully, most likely, I'm going to go to bed. My body's going to do its thing, and I'll be perfectly fine in the morning and back to my normal self. And I'm not going back to that place tomorrow, so that's super exciting. I'll be in a mold-free environment. I'll just be covered in sawdust and drywall, most likely, which is an order of magnitude better than breathing in mold spores that are killing you actively from inside your body. It's under attack all day. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to try and plow right on through this because I'm really excited about going to bed. And yeah, I've got to get to bed. So before we get started, we're going to have a quick powwow. I try to tack something onto every one of these. Otherwise, I don't feel like I'm providing all the value that I could. And even when I don't feel well, we're going to have a chat. Oh, God. Okay. Woo! Let's go. So, while you guys are following in, do not forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And when you do subscribe, especially if you've been here more than twice and you have not subscribed yet, when you do, don't forget to hit the bell notification and turn all notifications on because that is kind of a big deal for us. It makes sure that you get this content as soon as it premieres. I have it premiering in the morning, so you'll be the first to get it. Secondly, most importantly, easiest way to help the algorithm and get me out there is to share the video. And in doing so, it'll help us get our subscriber count up. And we are at 401 subscribers, so we've officially crossed the 400 threshold. I appreciate every single one of you that are tapped in, rocking with me. There's plenty of room in the wolf pack, not trying to get rich over here by ourselves. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Get me down into the micro machine position. Boop. Bring this to the screen. Boop. And here we are. Shout outs to CoinGecko for this wealth of information that we tap into every episode because this is where I track most of my crypto holdings and do the majority of my research for the cryptocurrency space. As of this recording, Tuesday evening, October 7th, the year of 2025 of our Lord, we are at Bitcoin is sitting at $121,716. This is down from the all-time high. I believe we touched 126,000, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get that notification, but I know we were jumping up in the 125s, and it was beautiful. So there's that. Ethereum is following suit, sitting at $4,459.75, which I'm pretty sure I saw Ethereum touching the 4,700 mark at minimum. I've got a few Ethereum sitting in cold storage, so I'll keep an eye on that. That puts Bitcoin dominance at 56.9%. Basically 57%, but we like to do the 0.9 for accuracy. And Ethereum dominance is at 12.6%. Gas fees are currently on the Ethereum network at 0.103 Gwei, making the network usable. So, top trending coins being the next deal that we go over. We have at number 1, Undead Games. At number 2, Pancake Swap. And at number 3, Plasma. Looks like we're doing a lot of research on legitimate things. That's pretty awesome. Moving on over. Now, this is pretty interesting considering the pullback that we're currently sitting in. These numbers are looking strong on the gainers, sideways / strong on the losers. We're going to start off with the gainers. At number 1, random Eastern characters, because I don't want to misrepresent what this is. It's at rank 276, and it's Eastern characters, because I'm not sure exactly what that is at all, nor am I going to try to pronounce it. But they're up 94%. So random Eastern characters. Somebody want to fill me in down in the comments on exactly if this is Mandarin, Canto, I don't know. Vietnamese, I don't know. Hmong, I don't know. I have no idea. And I can't say it. So, like, if somebody wants to do like a little translate for me, hit me down in the comments and set me straight so we know what this says. Because, like, as far as I know, it is random Eastern characters. But they're up 94%, which is awesome. At number 2, it ranks 795. It's BYUSD, with a gain of 71.8% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 503, Palu, with a gain of 60.9% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 369, Undead Games, with a gain of 59.2% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at number 5, we have at rank 848, EGL1, which is short for based on the picture that I'm looking at, Eagle 1, with a gain of 49.9% in the last 24 hours. Moving over to the top 5 losers. I hope you guys never end up on this list, but if you do, may it be an opportunity for you to buy in on a project that you've been looking at intently, or an opportunity for you to get a juicy dollar cost average buy-in if it's a project that you're currently in the process of dollar cost averaging in. I'm a big fan of dollar cost averaging because the sheer volatility of the cryptocurrency space, regardless of if you're involved in Bitcoin or a meme coin, volatility causes dollar cost averagers to win. You just buy a little extra when it's down. That's what I do. At number 1 on the top 5 losers, we have at rank 801, KGen, with a loss of 49.9% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, at rank 652, we have MetaDAO, with a loss of 46% even. Like even numbers, that's pretty awesome. At number 3, we have at rank 712, Real, with a loss of 24.7% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 425, TDCCP, with a loss of 20.9% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, rounding out the top 5 losers, we have at rank 871, REI, with a loss of 19.4% in the last 24 hours. Moving on, given the context before we get in the portfolio, we are down on the day 3.7%, which is ugly, putting us at a total loss currently of 16% even. Ugly numbers, but the reality is we are still in a whittled down process with our active portfolio, and I'm really interested to see what the last quarter has in store for us. Let's go ahead and get through this top 10. The first in the top 10, starting with the top holding, we have Solana, SOL. At number 2, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 3, we have Thorwallet DEX, TGT. At number 4, we have Aave, AAVE. At number 5, we have Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Tokens. That's the worst iteration of me reading that, but it's always a mouthful. JLP. At number 6, we have Radium, RAY. At number 7, we have Superverse, SUPER. At number 8, we have Injective, INJ. At number 9, we have Avalanche, AVAX. And last but not least, at number 10, rounding out the list, we have Akash Network, AKT. Okay, so that's all the stuffs. Let's get into the conversation. We're going to power through it because that's what we do. We persevere over here. Short and sweet, to the point. We're going to talk about why I'm never selling Bitcoin again. And the too long didn't listen answer is simple. Because it's going to keep going up as long as they keep printing money. And we live in a society where they're going to keep printing money. So there is no reason for me to sell Bitcoin. Now we can get into the strategic reasoning why. It's because now all the tools are in place. The state that I live in, the Strike app, and actually let me go ahead and pull that up. We'll give Jack Mahler some love. I'll pull this up. Boom. Now I've done some stuff on Strike before, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up while I talk about it. I'm going to just put it over here to the side. Boom. So for those, it's down in the description of the video is my referral link. If you are not signed up on Strike, I highly recommend it. One of the caveats here is it has different minimum amounts in different states. Now, that said, in my state that I live in, and for those of you who follow me on socials, I made a post about it because I'm excited, the state that I live in just recently got the approval to lower their minimum down to $10,000. Now it's a 50% loan to value loan, which is still expensive, but it's not impossibly expensive to get $20,000 to borrow $10,000, which opens up a lot of options and opportunities with an asset like Bitcoin that's going to continue to, while being volatile, continue going up. Now, that said, that's a game changer for me because that's the last piece that I need for me to start setting up a few things that I think could be a lifestyle hack, at least for the foreseeable future, in the interim of having multiple levers to buy more Bitcoin and being able to continually buy more Bitcoin. And I'm pretty excited about it. And as we build that income base and get more Bitcoin, it also will expand to a more efficient means by which to start paying for, living expenses and stuff. I got plans, forward-looking plans. And this was a key piece of it. So now that Strike has been lowered in my state where I'm signed up at, to be able to pull out minimums of 10,000 as an individual, because before it was only if you were set up as a business, which I was willing to do. We had plans to do that, but now I can test that business model with my personal finances before launching the business piece of it, which is going to be pretty interesting. And so that, amongst the other flywheels that we have, because we still have the Cash App, but that's a much smaller amount of money. Now, 10,000 is 10x what the Cash App flywheel is. Will we still use the Cash App flywheel? Absolutely. But at that same note, it's just going to be so much more efficient to be able to pull out $10,000. Because once I get to $10,000 on Strike, I don't have to use the cash advances unless I want to. Now, the interest rate on the cash advances is lower when I use them. So we'll probably still have some movement of that also, but it's going to allow us to expand our wealth in order of magnitude faster. And I'm super excited about it. I'm not a big fan of selling off assets unless it's going to be for another asset, and Bitcoin is the fastest horse in the race. So for me personally, since that is my hurdle rate is about 30%, which is what we can safely expect from Bitcoin for the foreseeable future, in my opinion. I mean, obviously not financial advice. This is where my money's at. These are things that I use. I am a Strike account holder. I use Strike. I have money over in there. That's the reason I have a referral link for you guys down in the description. But that being active now, that was the last thing that I need. Now, one of the things I will say is the interest rates are high for me. They are. But since it's going to be a revolving debt that I'm going to be paying back in probably about, you know, 10 months or so, somewhere in between 5 to 10 months is what we're generally looking at with what we're producing out of the income portfolio, plus adding to it in $10,000 clips. Well, actually, I guess it would work out to $9,000 going into the income portfolios, because every loan that we take, 10% of it, we cut off the top and buy Bitcoin with it. So if you take a $10,000 loan, for me, the rule set that I have for my finances is 1,000 of that goes directly into buying Bitcoin. The other 9,000 of that would then be put to work. So, and then obviously using the distributions to pay said loan back. Pretty straightforward, easy stuff. And yeah, so that's for me. I don't believe in selling Bitcoin. Like, I also am not a fan of selling homes, but under the circumstances, I don't want to have a bunch of homes. So there's a potential chance that my original one, the one that I live in now, I might keep that as a little sentimental value because it's the first home I purchased myself. And I purchased it by myself. So there's that. And it's something that I can use to leverage. But should I sell this, it'll be to get another property. But I don't know that I would need more than one. There's a potential chance, but overall, I don't necessarily think that that's going to be a thing for me unless I have a few strategic places and places that I want to exist for parts of the year. I definitely don't think that I'll be the type of person who has multiple homes within the United States. Personally, that's just me. Like, anywhere that I want to go, I can be there for a little bit. I can afford it. I don't need to own something there. Like, there's a potential chance that if there's a money play, or I can set some people up to establish themselves and there's going to be somebody that's living there all the time, then I could do that. But as it sits right now, I am all in on, I've been orange pilled, but like, I'm so orange pilled now that I don't know that I want other properties. I'd rather just have more Bitcoin. I'd rather have as much Bitcoin as I can get my hands on and leverage that, because it's mobile. I mean, that's the honest be all end all of it. It's mobile. I can take my wealth with me. I can cold storage it. I can put it on a thumb drive, set up anywhere. I've still got my wealth. There are off ramps basically in every country that I want to be in. And some of those countries actually treat people who are Bitcoin holders more preferentially than the United States does. So it just benefits me. I don't plan on letting Bitcoin go until I expire. And the main reason is I can leverage it indefinitely. So that's my spiel on why I'm never selling Bitcoin again. This has been another great episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Don't forget to hit that like if you haven't yet. These are short. Like, these are getting short, sweet, and to the point, especially when I don't feel good. So consider you guys fortunate. You only had to listen to about 9 minutes of me ranting. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Those are all free ways to support the channel. We're making that trek to 500. We're at 401. I know that we're going to get to our goal eventually, but it would be really awesome if this last quarter for October, Moonvember, and we're going to have a lot of money December. We could scale that last 100 subs. That would be amazing. So until then, let's keep the trek, keep the journey alive. To my OGs, shout out to you guys, those of you who hit me up throughout the week to talk about crypto, talk about money, talk about your accomplishments. I love it. I love that stuff. It keeps me motivated when I'm at work, breathing in mold that's actively destroying my innards. So thank you. I appreciate you. To the OG Wolfpack members, shout out to you. Those of you who are coming in, clicking that subscribe, thank you for joining. I appreciate all of you. And until next week, it's your boy Reckless Red and Arrow, and I'm out.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Got a secured bag, that's what I came for.